So Carter, where can people get your book, if they so wish? Can they get it online or off you? Your book. You've got a collection of poems. Can they get it off you? Buy it off you?
Oh. It's my publisher right here in Manchester.
Right.
So they should be in the shops.
Oh, right, in actual shops? That's good, that's good.
Well, they should be, I think, here at the conference also.
All right, okay. So we can, in one way or another, you can get that book. Somewhere, if you really want it, you can get that book. So that's good, that's good. And I like the way you, very modest lady, because you're saying like, she's sort of like, oh, it's bad that these school children, you know, they have to read her poems and kind of have to study it. No school children study my poems. And I work in a school and I try and get them to, independent of the syllabus. You know, I'm like, read this. So it's very good, very modest. Now, very modest, better person than me, see. We've got one more act of this half. And but before, I'm gonna since I've mentioned that I write poems, I've been writing poems for over 10 years, and I've recently started writing a few new poems. But stylistically, they're just the same as I've written before. There's no development. I don't feel there's any real development, but they're just different words. So they're new poems, you know what I mean? It's just kind of. Anyway, it's called "You're Never Alone." You're never alone if you've got a clone, or you're with a chaperone. You're never alone if you're in Boyzone, or part of the Eurozone. You're never alone if you've got breasts made of silicone, or great pheromones. You're never alone if you have access to a dialing tone, or you're Sylvester Stallone. It's hard getting these out. You're never alone in a collective groan or in shoe zone. You're never alone, of course, unless you're on your own. That's not understood. You know what I'm telling you? That's not. Children are not studying that. Yeah, I know. Unbelievable. Anyway, we've got one more. People are walking out. I think they're thinking, can it get any better? No, they've gone. So, unbelievable. Okay, so please keep that a little more in the room. For your final act, I'll tell you a little bit about this person. Based in London, stroke Singapore. That's London and Singapore, that's two places, that's pretty impressive. A new voice in international slam poetry. A semi-finalist at the World Cup Poetry, Paris 2013. Winner of the UK Farrago Slam Championship 2012. Winner! We've got a winner in the room! A winner! Thank you, I think you're all winners because you're going to see our next and final act of the half, Stephanie Dogfoot!
Strong. It looks heavy, but it's not. Okay, yeah. Where am I from? Well, I spent about half my life on this little island. It's called Caspia. It's okay if you've never heard of it. It sank a few years ago. What's this? Where am I really from? This is kind of a long story, but if you perhaps not to tell too many people, I'm actually from the planet Urethra. Yes, yes, it is. It is very far away, actually. What's that? No, it's not part of Japan. Yes, I understand urethra sounds a bit like a Japanese word, but no. Where is it? Well, you know our solar system, right? So it's about 2 light years away from that. And yeah, there's this other solar system, well, the 7th moon of the 5th planet. What's it like there? It's really nice, actually. It's like quite warm. The sky's like turquoise. It doesn't really get cold. What's that? Oh, you knew where it was. Oh, sorry. Oh, you want to stop over there last year? Oh, your sister-in-law's cat went there last year as well. Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't mean to, patronize you or anything. What's this? Oh, how did I learn such good English? Well, so basically, after my spaceship crash-landed on this island, just before the island sank, some pirates came by and they rescued me, and there happened to be this English dictionary on board the ship. And so when I got bored on long hours at sea, as you do, I would read this, and eventually my English became so good I could, when they held British and American ships hostage, I could get to be the translator. What's that? Where are my parents from originally? Okay, well, we don't exactly have parents on my planet. We're actually grown in test tubes and then implanted onto marsupials. Actually, my first memory is of crawling out of a kangaroo's pouch at like 2 days old, and oh my god, have you ever felt a kangaroo's tongue on your naked body? You have no idea what you're missing. What's that? No, the kangaroos did not teach me English or Japanese, no. What's this? Oh, can I teach you some swear words in my native language? Well, I can't, I'm afraid. See, all my native language knowledge from urethra is stored in this microchip on the back of my neck. Yeah, well, the pirates had to kind of cut it out and sell it when we ran out of cash near Singapore. We did manage to trade it for some really good hash, though. That's... I guess you can clap if you want. So that was, the poem was from. The next poem, I guess, is kind of about, because I grew up, in Singapore, and it's which was a British colony until the 60s. So I guess I did grow up with a lot of ideas about what the UK was, what the West was like. And we got a lot of, we got the BBC World Service. Whenever I heard the words, "This is London," and there's always this tune that goes da 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 da. I always just imagined England to be just this cartoon field with soldiers running up and down the hills, soldiers with big hats running up and down. The other thing that I really associated was that I was sure I was going to meet Paddington Bear in London at some point, because he was my first favorite kids show. And then I grew up, and a couple of years ago, I found out the terrible truth that Paddington Bear was not actually English, and wrote a poem about it. Paddington Bear was actually a Latino from the darkest of dark Peru, until he got saved by that nice English couple who taught him how to speak proper, dressed him in a Mac and Wellington boots. Now he's cuddly, tame and cultured, fits in so well with their living room. But then again, who am I to judge? I'm not that different myself. Just swap the marmalade for marijuana, the Wellington boots for Doc Martens, and I'm just another Londoner in Paddington Station. Yet they're token Oriental girl for hire to make their subculture look diverse, fitting in so well with the shabby chic furniture and the latest gypsy folk punk band. See, we all like our foreigners different, but only in such a way that we can understand. Just enough to call ourselves tolerant, but not so much that they get out of hand. Because beneath every rallying call for diversity is a throbbing bassline beat of foreigner go home, foreigner go home, foreigner go home. Unless you're serious about being just like me. Then again, maybe I'm a bit too skeptical. I mean, I like the way I tweak my accent, choose my clothes, and cut my hair, like souvenirs of where I've been. And I like the looks, actually, when I go back to Singapore as people stop and stare and shake their heads at just another middle-class asshole corrupted by the West. But see, the thing is, these days, I'm more likely to get flack back home for how I speak Chinese. See, my Mandarin is tainted by this Beijing drawl from making too many friends who happen to be born there. Now people flash accusing glances and say, wait, are you from the PRC? That's People's Republic of China. Meaning, how much can I respect you? Or are you one of us? Or are you about to spit? Did you shower in the past week? Can I end this conversation now? See, it's the latest threat to Singapore today, this flood of People's Republic-born Chinese out to flaunt their nouveau richness, steal your job, your husband, your baby. Because what I've come to realize is xenophobia, it's kind of like a meme found in every country. I wish it was just the sole remit of so-called modern Daily Mail readers from, I don't know, Essex or somewhere in the north, but it's not. It's in the growl, it was in the growls of Neanderthal meeting the first Homo sapiens getting off that boat, who grunted, "You're not from here, are you?" then devolved into grumbles about too many Jewish and Irish people taking over London streets, and then there was the Italians, South Asians, Eastern Europeans. It's like every generation there's a cool new culture to discover, to blame, to hate. And in the end, it's not even about being from over there, more like about making yourself seem less like a threat, a constant test of how many boxes you can tick, like passport color, skin color, accent, language, clothes. Most important, how long it takes for you to get one of their jokes. You only pass when someone says, they can't deport you, you're more British than me. And on and on and on it goes, this constant litany, this weird Freudian mix of love and hate, of foreigner go home, foreigner go home, foreigner go home. But I'd really love to visit your village one day. Foreigner go home, foreigner go home, foreigner go home. But leave us your cleaning skills, your football skills, your restaurants, your lovely jewelry. Foreigner go home, foreigner go home, foreigner go home. But see, I've always had this fantasy about, is it true that Asian girls, they foreigner go home, foreigner go home, foreigner go home with me? Because in the end, see Paddington Bear, I bet even he gets tired sometimes. Tired of playing the simpering, apologetic, gentle toy who should be so grateful for this country. So keep your tolerance, as if foreigners were some sort of alcohol. So if you came across more than, 10 of us in one night, you're going to start a bar fight or something? So keep your guilt, your deep knowledge of my country. I don't even want your citizenship that much. And I don't care if you've never met anyone from my part of the world. Just try and imagine a place before they invented West or East. Just drop your assumptions, watch my lips, and listen when we speak. Thank you. Interestingly, that was actually the first time I performed that one in a long time, because I think, last time I performed it, some people actually got quite offended by it. They're like, I'm not racist, why you calling me racist? And I could have explained it, but it just took too long. So I'm going to write a blog post about it, but thank you all for helping give me that confidence to perform that more. So I guess another interesting thing that you might not know about Singapore is that we're really into, I guess because we kind of became a country, a nation in the 60s, so we're really big on, not we, but we're kind of taught, encouraged to be really big on nationalism. So we still celebrate the day that we basically became an independent nation and got our own flag, which is the 9th of August, 1965. So I think I might teach you a couple of songs that we learned in primary school, because it's a really important day for us. We all wear red and white, go to school in red and white, which are national colours. We get this day off school. There's a big parade where there's massive fireworks. You have to queue up for weeks and weeks to get a ticket there. And I'll teach you the simplest song, which probably sums up a lot about how great we are. It goes. The 9th of August is a holiday. We don't have to go to school. We all can play. I'm dressed for my best, especially for today. Hip hip hooray! It's our national day. And I guess I haven't been celebrating it for very much, because I've been here for most national days. And so this one I kind of wrote where I was on the 9th of August in 2011, which was London. So I was going to sing it. The 9th of August is a holiday. The 9th of August is a holiday. And I'm watching as the night sky gets set ablaze by an Audi that has suddenly burst into flames. Outside the gutted corner shop, kids are running away with beer and lads' mags and fresh milk. The 9th of August is a holiday, and I'm warming myself by a car set ablaze, sipping on beer some boy is giving away. And it kind of has been a very beautiful day. The 9th of August is a holiday, and I know the moral I'm supposed to take away, which is, thank God this wouldn't happen back home. Which is what everyone said about this street before yesterday. As Tony Blair once said, we are a peaceful people, therefore we must destroy the Taliban state. I guess I should say that while I was writing this poem, I was reading a book which actually had that line in it. I was like, this is too good, this is too good. The 9th of August is a holiday, and the best-selling item is baseball bats on Amazon UK. There's 100 iPhones for sale on eBay, and the man reinforcing his shop front tells me to go home quick, it isn't safe. With the right tools and connections, even you could be a vigilante. The 9th of August is a holiday, and yuppies are looking over their shoulders, all anxious, dismayed, as kids walk in packs through the nice parts of town, smash restaurants they can't pronounce the names of, burn corner shops down. but we learn to put the common good above the individual every National Day. You know that shop would be bought up by Tesco one day anyway. And I'm standing in my primary school history textbook, the bogeyman nightmare of chaos, anarchy, the last riots that took place in Singapore in the 1960s. What would happen if we had no strong state or no laws against public demonstration? And I know the lesson I'm supposed to take away, which is, this is what you get from liberal Western democracy, which is too many people running amok. The 9th of August is a holiday that I mostly spent following Twitter updates. And you say if this was our country, they would just get the army to open fire and make everything okay. But a mock doesn't start and end with only one shot. It's somewhere in all of us and it won't just go away. The 9th of August is a holiday, but we've been so well trained at looking away. Is it wrong that I'm warming myself by someone's car set ablaze, sipping on beer and underage boys giving away? And I'm not saying that any of this is okay, but violence doesn't ask you to condone or condemn, but sometimes a tree falls in a forest and one too many people notice. Because London, like Singapore, is built on fear and self-interest. And I guess this is what happens when somebody tips the balance. There's police cars going past my house every 10 minutes, a Turkish gang on my street to keep our neighborhood safe, and it isn't quite fireworks, but we all need but no matter how many lines I use making fun of nationalism, the first time I read this back in Singapore, a man came up to me and said, yeah, you know Singapore and London are the same. Both have problems from too many immigrants. No, you fucking idiot. The point is... So what I told him, what I didn't tell him was, yes, but you know the biggest problem is some of these immigrants have nothing better to do than write poems that glorify violence. How much time do I have?
You might have one more.
One more? Okay. Two more. Okay. Okay, do you want one about puberty?
It's not a debate.
Okay. One is like 3 minutes, one is like 2 minutes. Okay, alright, okay. Okay. Alright, this one is about a place that I went to when I was like 6. And one of those places like really beautiful, you went when you're 6 and go back when you're like 20 something with like some big rock climbing, mountain climbing group full of assholes, and then and you realize it's not as beautiful as you once thought, and then you remember everyone told you like why you shouldn't go back there because of like development and all that, and yeah, basically it's a poem about colonialism and like capitalism, third world development, but mainly it's about unicorns. The land of your best childhood memory was filled with butterfly farms and unicorns, a steep spiral road paved with waterfalls and rainbows, up to where your ears get blocked in the air. It's cold, to where the tea, it grows on trees, and green granite slopes give birth in the mist to pink strawberries. Yeah, you remember this. You have it on video. You'll one day return to the land of your best memory in a lorry driven by a man in a pair of lime green shorts. You'll not know this man nor why he keeps talking. You'll not know why his lorry keeps stopping as it crawls up the road to where waterfalls roam with purple smoke pouring out as the engine moans. All you'll know is that you have to answer his questions like, who are you and why are you here? And do you mind if I smoke? You'll think back and remember that the last time you were here was when leggings were first in fashion. This is because you remember wearing them willingly. This is because you had a pair that was bright pink and sparkly. And the mountains, they look different to you now, but you kind of expected this. The slopes have a brownish tinge to them, but they're still cloaked in mist. Those butterfly farms have lost their colour and their billboards are looking rusty, but there's still that same smell in the air, the one that reminds you of being on your way to somewhere. A mix of sunflowers and warm cappuccino from a time when drinking cappuccino was still considered exotic. Your driver says, actually, this is not my day job and this is not my truck, and all this purple smoke means that before we reach, we may blow up. On weekdays, I'm actually a trainer. I train mountains to sit and stay and not roll over, so people can put highways up, down, and across. I like to use a lot of positive reinforcement, a lot of good mountain, plus concrete for added encouragement. Oh look, a unicorn. And sure enough, a silver one's headed for the trees, followed by a fleet of motorbikes and SUVs with rifles poking out. So you don't act like they never told you, don't pretend you weren't warned about how it's gotten warmer here since those trees were all cut down, that casino in the valley in place of that rainbow you once saw, the extinction of the strawberries, or how the unicorns turned carnivores. Your driver says, you know, when I was a kid, people said my brother was eaten by a unicorn. Or how those unicorns ate the strawberries up and down the mountainsides and then started to go hungry and learned to eat the butterflies. Those butterfly farmers, they went a little crazy then, began to hunt them down, until the government, they made the unicorns a protected species and bankrupted all the farming towns. But you've never seen a unicorn get shot up till this point. You've always wondered what their blood looked like. And it's at this point in your journey back to the land of your best memory that you'll be stuck in a traffic jam on a highway in the middle of a valley. As all the cars around you pause to check out this swollen beast and your truck's pouring out yet more purple smoke and loose bolts are falling off and you turn and ask your driver, "Why?" And your driver says, "Look over there. Yeah, that building? That was my primary school. We used to catch beetles on that one street light." And then you'll try and imagine him, a boy, skateboarding past you in the same pair of lime green shorts with 2 beetles and a plastic bag hanging from his wrist. Years ago, when you were 6 years old, thought all this belonged to you and that you would be the first and the last person to ever discover it.